9 Important minimum wage facts for 2022. One of the most significant laws protecting workers' rights to be passed in the past century is the minimum wage. But since Franklin D Roosevelt proposed the legislation, a lot has changed in the US and the rest of the world. Continue watching to find out what the most recent minimum wage figures tell us about the situation of employment and workers' rights today. 1. The federal minimum wage at the moment is $7.25. The minimum pay in many states is higher than the federal minimum wage. In fact, the minimum wage is higher in 29 states and the District of Columbia. Since 2009, the official minimum salary has remained unchanged. 2. Nearly half of all employees in the lowest-paying occupations are essential workers. Essential workers will greatly benefit from the Biden administration's projected $15 hourly minimum wage rise. 3. 900,000 Americans would escape poverty if the minimum wage increased to $15. According to the minimum wage figures, around 900,000 individuals would be lifted out of poverty, according to the Congressional Budget Office's projection. 4. If the federal minimum wage is raised to $15 per hour, 1.4 million jobs will be destroyed. As frightening as it may sound, many employers simply cannot afford to pay their employees $15 per hour, which would result in the loss of well over 1 million jobs. According to minimum wage statistics, younger and less educated people are more likely to work in low-paying positions. On the other hand, the data from 2019 revealed a marginally smaller number of jobs lost as a result of this change, 1.3 million. 5. The U.S. minimum wage, which is now $7.25, has increased 3 times since 1938. According to minimum wage data, the first minimum wage in the U.S. was 25 cents per hour. It was $1 per hour by 1956. The minimum wage is governed by law in the majority of states. When an employee is covered by both state and federal minimum wage rules, the employer is entitled to the lower of the 2 minimum wages. 6. 48% of workers earning the minimum wage or less are under the age of 25. 5% of individuals on the floor wage are teens between the ages of 16 and 19. Only 1% of workers over the age of 25 receive minimum wage. 7. In the U.S., only 0.1% of minimum wage workers can afford to own a one-bedroom apartment. The ability to spend up to 30% of one's salary on housing expenses, which typically include taxes, mortgages, and insurance, was used to define affordability. 8. In all of the U.S., Georgia has the lowest minimum wage. The hourly rate is $5.15 at the moment. As a result, Georgia continues to adhere to the pre-2009 minimum wage. 9. California's $15 state minimum wage is the highest in the U.S. It is crucial to emphasize that only businesses with over 25 employees are subject to this salary. State law mandates that enterprises with 25 or less employees pay their employees a minimum wage of $14 per hour. Both arguments in favor of and against raising the minimum wage have been made. Some argue that the minimum wage should rise at the same rates as inflation and the cost of living, since minimum wage workers cannot keep up with rising costs. Others, however, contend that the economy suffers more as a result of hiking the minimum wage. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.